Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All Things AI, All in AI. Glad to see everybody having a good weekend. We just finished out a nice long weekend, Easter weekend, and so everybody's probably just getting back to biz, as they say. So glad to see a few of you already here with me. Um, Today, we're going to talk about a few news stories, so let's get right to it. After that, we might do a little bit of experimenting with ChatGPT or Claude and maybe start writing a little bit of that screenplay we talked about. So let's get right to it. The first story up today is that the US and Britain announced a partnership on artificial intelligence safety and testing. One of these issues that a lot of us have been talking about. How are we going to regulate artificial intelligence? What are we going to do to make sure that Skynet doesn't take over the world? And so we'll take a look at this article from Reuters, and it says, this is April 1st. The United States and Britain on Monday announced a new partnership on the science of artificial intelligence safety amid growing concerns about upcoming next generation versions. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo and British Technology Secretary Michelle Donnellan signed a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOMU, in Washington to jointly develop advanced AI model testing following commitments announced at the AI Safety Summit in November. We all know AI is the defining technology of our generation, Raimondo said. This partnership will accelerate both of our institutes' work across the full spectrum to address the risks of national security concerns and the concerns of border security, broader society, excuse me. Britain and the United States are among countries establishing government-led AI safety institutes. Britain said in October its institute would examine the test new types of AI, while the United States said in November it was launching its own safety institute to evaluate risks from so-called frontier AI models and is now working with 200 companies and entities. Under this formal partnership, Britain and the United States plan to perform at least one joint testing exercise on a publicly accessible model and are considered exploring personal exchanges between the institutes. Both are working to develop similar partnerships with other countries to promote AI safety. This is the first agreement of its kind anywhere in the world. Donnellan said AI is already an extraordinary force for good in our society and has vast potential to tackle some of the world's biggest challenges, but only if we are able to grip those risks. And I think many of us would agree with that, we're happy to have artificial intelligence in our lives as long as um, as long as we're keeping an eye on it and regulating it and making sure. So glad to see a few of you already tuned in. Drop a comment, leave me a message, just so I know that you're here with me. Glad to see a few of you already. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, throw them in the chat. I'd be happy to discuss that as well. Got a few more news stories and a couple interesting takes that we will present here shortly. But I think overall, we're seeing more and more regulation, more and more partnerships that are dealing with artificial intelligence safety. And I think that maybe some of this will put us at ease a little bit, that we're not going to be too worried that artificial intelligence is just going to take over and we're going to lose all of our jobs and Skynet is going to deploy nuclear weapons throughout the world. So on to the next, as they say. We have an article from SciPost, and that comes from yesterday. Kids outsmart leading artificial intelligence models in a simple creativity test. So, in a world increasingly captivated by the possibilities of artificial intelligence, a recent study by researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, presented a nuanced view of AI's capabilities and limitations. Their findings, detailed in Perspectives on Psychological Science, suggest that despite AI's impressive ability to generate text and images, It falls short in a crucial area that defines human intelligence, the capacity for innovation. The study was motivated by rapid advancements in AI, particularly in large language models like OpenAI's ChatGPT. These systems have demonstrated remarkable abilities from creating and engaging narratives to producing intricate visual art. However, the researchers argue that viewing these AI systems as sentient agents with individual intelligence might be misleading. Instead, they propose considering AI as a powerful new form of cultural technology akin to writing or the internet, which significantly enhance access to transmission of knowledge. The study revolved around two primary components as limitation component and an innovation component, each tailored to test subjects' abilities to recognize conventional uses of objects and to innovate new uses for them respectfully. In the limitation part of the study, participants were presented with objects and asked to select which ones would best complete a given tool, relying on their understanding of a conventional association between objects. This component was designed to assess the ability to recognize and replicate existing knowledge and association, a task at which AI systems trained on vast data sets are expected to excel due to their proficiency in identifying patterns and correlations. The innovation component, however, posed a more significant challenge. Participants were given a problem-solving scenario where they had to achieve a goal without the typical tool at the disposal. Instead, they were provided with alternative objects, among which was one, despite its superficial dissimilarity, could achieve the goal due to its functional properties. This test was critical in assessing the ability to transcend conventional association and apply creative thinking to utilize objects in a novel way to solve problems. I kind of think of that example as you don't have a screwdriver, but you have a coin. And although a coin is not a screwdriver, you are able to screw in the screw with a coin. That is an innovative solution where maybe the human figures it out rather quickly, where the large language model does not. But I regress. Let's continue on. The study's participants include both children, aged 3 to 7, and adults, thus encompassing a wide range of human cognitive abilities. These human participants were contrasted with several state-of-the-art AI models, including ChatGPT-4, among others. To ensure a fair comparison, the AI models were presented with textual descriptions of the scenarios, mimicking the input given to human participants. The findings revealed a notable divergence in capabilities of the humans and AI. Even young human children can produce intelligent responses to certain questions that language learning models cannot. Instead of viewing these AI systems as intelligent agents like ourselves, we can think of them as a new form of library or search engine. This effectively summarizes and communicates the existing culture and knowledge base to us. I want to go to that part where we think of them as a new form of library or search engine. That is something that I have kind of mentioned in the past, that instead of asking Google and trying to find a web page about, who were the leaders, who were the Axis leaders in World War II, you can just ask ChatGPT or another LLM, and it will just tell you. You don't have to find a website and then search on that website for the information you're looking for. Now you just ask, artificial intelligence chatbot, and it will just tell you who the Axis leaders are in a flash instead of having to search. So I really agree, and I've already embraced that, using this as a search engine. I will return to the article. Both children and adults demonstrated a significant capacity for innovation, often choosing the functionality relevant but superficially dissimilar object to solve the problem at hand. I think that relates to my example of using a coin as a screwdriver. This indicated not only an ability to recognize conventional associations, but also to innovate beyond them, applying abstract thinking to perceive and utilize the latent functional properties of objects. Children can imagine completely novel uses for objects that they have not witnessed or heard before, such as using the bottom of a teapot to draw a circle. Large language models have a harder time generating such responses. Conversely, AI models, while adept in identifying superficial associations between objects, showed a marked deficiency in the innovation component when tasked with selecting objects for novel uses. AI systems frequently defaulted to conventional associations, lacking the human-like capacity to infer new functional applications for these objects. This was particularly evident in their inability to choose the unconventional yet functionally apt object for the task, highlighting a fundamental gap, there's that word again we love here, in AI's capacity for innovative problem solving. These results highlight the limitations of current AI systems in mimicking the full spectrum of human cognitive abilities, particularly when it comes to innovation. While AI can replicate known patterns and associations with remarkable efficiency, its ability to forge new paths and conceive of uncharted applications for existing knowledge remains a challenge. AI can help transmit information that's already known, but it is not an innovator. These models can summarize conventional wisdom, but they cannot expand, create, change, abandon, evaluate, and improve on conventional wisdom in a way a young human can. So there you have it. I think that's a very interesting article from the SciPost talking about how, young children have more innovation than a large language model. And I think that really brings home one of the points that we've been talking about on this show for quite some time, that, ChatGPT and Claude and Gronk and the other ones, the other LLMs, are a tool, and the more we understand how to use these tools, the better off we will be. But I think that this study specifically demonstrates at least these large language models, at least that version of artificial intelligence, doesn't have the innovative approach to understanding new methods of solving a problem. And so I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse, because I don't know how we would frame that in a doomsday scenario, let's say. Do we want it to understand that it can innovate and solve problems, or do we want it to just follow the patterns that it's been given? So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to think about that. Okay, we'll take a look at the next article. If no one has any comments on that, we will move on. Again, looking at the regulatory, space in the artificial intelligence space, and that is Pennsylvania has proposed a bill requiring artificial intelligence transparency in Pennsylvania. Now, this is something that we've talked about on the show before, about having transparency in artificial intelligence, whether that means labeling something created by artificial intelligence, whether that's on a picture or a meme or a video or audio, and being clear that artificial intelligence was used to create this product. It's something that I have lobbied for, something that I would consider to be an important step. I believe in, I don't want to say fight against AI, because I don't want to have a fight with artificial intelligence, but in a regulatory process, I think it's an appropriate step to be taken, at least at this point. Maybe in the future, I don't know how important it would be. It's hard to tell, what the future will hold. But for me specifically, I would like to see a labeling. And so a House bill requiring AI transparency in Pennsylvania passed out of committee by 21-4. The bill requires the disclosure of content made by artificial intelligence. Supporters say the bill will help people make informed decisions and not be misled by false information or deep fake images. the bill now heads to the floor for full House consideration. If we take a look at the deep fake image aspect to this, there are a lot of deep fake images out there. I think a lot of people, a lot of especially younger and older, netizens tend to fall for the deep fakes quicker. Although I don't think anybody is immune to it. I don't think even the most educated people on artificial intelligence will still fall for a deep fake. I guess my question is, where are the teeth in this? Let's say that the law says I have to say whether it is whether it was created with art. Let's say I make a meme. It's about a company, and I make a meme about a company or a video about a company's CEO saying something derogatory, and I create that, and I don't say it's a deep fake, and I post it on my Facebook, and I post it on my X, and I post it wherever. What are the repercussions? Okay, I did something illegal. I didn't post deep fake. I didn't tell the world that this is a deep fake. Are we talking monetary fine? Criminal charges? Would I be liable in a civil suit of that company? So I think, although this is a good first step, until we have teeth, until we have clear and fair approximations of what we would do if someone was, submitting deep fakes and not disclosing that, I think that's yet to be seen. But interesting nonetheless, we are seeing, I think we saw Utah, and we saw Texas, and then we saw the EU, and now we're seeing the US and Britain make a partnership. So we are definitely seeing more and more regulatory movements, a patchwork, if you will. And so I'm still kind of waiting for a representative, in Congress to look at something more collaborative and more, I guess, universal, instead of having a patchwork. But I will present that as I find out more. So let's take a look at the next article. This comes from New Jersey, and New Jersey has found an innovative approach how to using artificial intelligence. New Jersey Transit receives federal grant to develop artificial intelligence system for grade crossing safety. New Jersey Transit receives the federal grant to work with. New Jersey Transit has been awarded $1.6 million grant fund, which, in today's day and age, it's a lot of money, but it's also not a lot of money. I think we recently had, a $2 million survey bill pass where I live here in Hawaii to study the roads. I mean, just to study the roads, right? To see if there's a better path to get out in case of a volcano. So, $1.6 million grant. It's a drop in the bucket overall, but it's a start. From the United States Department of Transportation for the implementation of artificial intelligence-based systems designed to improve safety at light rail grade crossings. New Jersey Transit will work with Rutgers University, Center for Advanced Infrastructure and Transportation on the research and development of these systems. The data collection will provide critical information to help reduce pedestrian and vehicle strikes and serve as a foundation for community-driven safety improvement solution. Alongside Rutgers CAIT, we're working to set a new standard in transportation safety aimed at preventing grade crossing incidents, leveraging the power of artificial intelligence, New Jersey Transit President Kevin Corbett said. We thank the U.S. DOT for this grant award, which allows New Jersey Transit to continue to introduce innovative technologies that enhance safety in and around the communities we serve. By investigating in innovative solutions for transportation safety, we can protect commuters and pedestrians and modernize the New Jersey's infrastructure, said Congressman Rob Menendez. who represents the district where the project will begin. I am proud to see New Jersey Transit and Rutgers University using federally funding to implement AI-powered systems. So equipping rail grade crossings and critical infrastructure with AI-powered technologies allows New Jersey Transit to collect and analyze previously unobtainable data, safety data. This information will serve as the foundation for data-driven safety countermeasures that will be deployed to protect communities, reduce service delays, and enhance rail reliability throughout New Jersey. The primary focus of this initiative is to significantly enhance safety while reducing accidents at light rail grade crossings on the rights of way. This project strategically aligns with the goals of the strengthening mobility and revolutionizing transportation. In stage 1, New Jersey Transit and Rutgers University will prototype a tailored artificial intelligence powered technology solution consisting of stationary cameras at 5 light rail grade crossings and forward-facing cameras in 1 Hudson Bergen light rail vehicle. This technology will improve safety and detection while offering vulnerable guidance for future infrastructure enhancements in other areas of mass transit. The Stage 1 study will culminate in a network-wide implementation plan geared towards enhancing pedestrian and vehicle safety. The system will leverage cutting-edge AI algorithms, including deep learning, to analyze real-time camera video from the light rail crossings and rights of way using edge computing technologies. For grade crossing safety monitoring, the AI system will identify the activation of warning devices and subsequently detect safety events. Considering factors such as trespasser type of occurrence, movement trajectory, weather conditions, proximity to the train's arrival, and other critical factors. In Stage 2, New Jersey Transit will proceed with the implementation of AI-powered technology at 50 crossings and 5 light rail vehicles on its light rail system. These systems will increase safety, reduce delays, and ensure a wide array of communities across the state will benefit from improved access to safe transportation options. It seems like this is a pilot program here in New Jersey. I haven't heard of anything like it, any grants for this kind of spending to upgrade rail crossing systems. But as we notice, artificial intelligence is finding its way into almost every aspect of our life, even maybe, the not so sexy infrastructure. So maybe New Jersey will give us good data in the next couple of years, and this can be adopted nationwide to help protect rail crossings. One of the things that it mentioned in the article is what word did they use? Not invaders, but oh gosh, what was it? Anyway, what if there are animals that cross, at a crossing, or something unexpected happens? Artificial intelligence may be able to alert the right folks and find a conclusion that everyone can help. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. I appreciate your help in your help and your opinions on what you think about these news stories. So I have a few more to talk about as soon as I load them up here, and we will go to the next one. Let's take a look here. So we have an article here that says experts concerned by the signs of the AI bubble. Again, one of the things that we talk about here is that we talk a little bit about whoa. I wish they didn't have automatic video like that, video feed. So one of the things that we talk about a lot on here is the investing and the monetary side of this. NVIDIA Stock is the number one stock in the world. It has exploded. It continues to grow. There's more investments all the time. And so, artificial intelligence and investing kind of go hand in hand, at least today where we are. So, but experts are concerned about signs of an AI bubble. When the music stops, there will not be many chairs available. So, this article from Futurism says, as investors pour billions of dollars into the AI frenzy, analysts are starting to become wary of an AI bubble that could leave investors out to dry. So again, I am not an investor. I'm not giving any investment advice. Don't consider my advice as expertise. But in a research note spotted by CNBC, tech stock analyst Richard Windsor used a colorful metaphor to describe what would happen if such a bubble were to burst. Capital continues to pour into the AI sector with very little attention being paid to company fundamentals, he wrote. In a sure sign that when the music stops, there will not be many chairs available. It's been a turbulent week for AI companies, highlighted what sometimes seems like unending investors' appetite for new AI ventures. Case in point is Cohere, one of the many startups focusing on generative AI, which is reportedly in late-stage discussion that would value the venture at a whopping $5 billion. Then there's Microsoft, which has already made $13 billion bet on OpenAI, as well as hiring most of the staff from AI startup Inflection AI earlier this month. The highly unusual deal or non-acquisition raised red flags among investors, leading to questions as to why Microsoft didn't simply buy the company. According to Windsor, companies are rushing into anything that can be remotely associated with AI. Ominously, the analyst wasn't afraid to draw direct lines between the ongoing AI hype and previous fail of hype cycles. I would definitely call this current investment a little bit of a hype, and I do take note about the seriousness of this. That when you kind of get to the hype phase of investment, more money pours in, but is it all going to, like the article mentioned earlier, are we actually seeing the fundamentals of the company here, or are we investing because everybody else is investing and the price keeps going up, so it's a sure win and people want to chase the price and chase the stock? I'm sure there's some of that inflammatory and inflationary spending and investing in AI. This is precisely what happened to the internet in 1999, autonomous driving in 2017, and now generative AI in 2024. So investors beware. Windsor is far from the first to draw such a comparison. Despite the lack of clear ways to run a nonprofit, investors are still pouring massive amounts of cash into AI firms. There's a huge boom in AI. Some people are scrambling to get exposure at any cost, while others are sounding the alarm that this will end in tears. There are even doubters inside the industry. In July, recently ousted CEO of AI company Stability AI, Imad Mostaque, told banking analysts that, "I think this will be the biggest bubble of all time. I call it the .ai bubble, and it hasn't even started yet." Last week, Jeffrey Gundlach, billionaire CEO of DoubleLine Capital, also compared the AI craze to the dot-com bubble. "This feels a lot like 1999, he said during an X Space broadcast last week. "My impression is that investors are presently enjoying the double top of the most extreme speculative bubble in U.S. financial history. In short, with so many people ringing the alarm bells, there could well be a cause for concern, and the consequences of an AI bubble bursting could be devastating." In his research note, Windsor warned that chipmaker NVIDIA was the only company that is making tangible profits from the current boom in interest in investments of AI. Something we've noted as well, which could have disastrous consequences during a correction. While NVIDIA would survive such a debacle, the ones that are likely to bear the brunt of the correction are the providers of generative AI services who are raising money on the promise of selling their services for $20 a user per month. Windsor predicts that startups will eventually be acquired by these companies who do not have an in-house foundation model of which to base their offerings. So as we'll cut it there because I think we're just continuing more on and on. But I think it brings up a really important point about, I started with this article to say that right now, artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence investment are kind of going hand in hand. And if we see a massive correction, or, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, which means a giant sell-off of stocks related to artificial intelligence, and a lot of money leave the space, does that hurt innovation, right? Does this excitement to want to be part of and make money off of this technology, and then essentially dumping the stock where there's less money, less innovation, does that actually hurt the technology more than if we just reasonably purchased and we didn't inflate the price? So that's something to consider. I don't know how it would affect innovation, but less money in the space means less innovation, I assume. Let's take a look at another maybe gloom and doom. This is from Newser. AI is coming for this job next. Devin is being dubbed the first AI software engineer. Devin can write code, collaborate with co-workers, accept their feedback, and moonlight on Upwork. Just don't mistake Devin for a human. This advancement in generative AI software development comes from a 2-month-old startup, Cognition AI, which is backed by Peter Thiel's venture capital fund, Business Insider reports. Business Insider writes that Devin's capabilities seem to be a notch above past offerings, which acted more as a co-pilot or assistant to developers, performing prompts like writing simple code. In contrast, Devin doesn't function through probability like most AI, scanning through data to surmise the best answer. Instead, it dips into machine learning that can reason, prompting Cognition AI to deem it the first AI software engineer. So one of the things we've talked about a lot is that large language models are becoming more efficient and much more efficient than humans at coding. And so if there's no more need for coders to learn these complicated languages, literally they're learning coding language, are they going to be out of a job? And so let's read on. Company CEO Scott Wu wrote on its blog that Devin's technology should free up developer time for more interesting problems. Now, that's something that we've talked about in the past, whether it's education or another aspect. Instead of taking someone's job, it frees you up to do something better. I've talked about teachers. Well, if a teacher can use ChatGPT to create a lesson plan, that frees them up for more one-on-one opportunities with the students. They're not replacing them. They're just actually giving them more opportunities to use their skills somewhere else. We could be trying to cure cancer or make tax prep 100% free, but instead we're trying to aggressively replace one of the few remaining jobs that provides legit middle-class income. Founder of the software development agency Athegiest tweeted in response to Cognition's AI announcement. InfoWorld writes that generative AI that can achieve what Devin claims it can do could easily replace entry-level software engineer jobs. Freelancers should also be wary. In a test, Devin successfully completed a paid task on Upwork, which you can see in action on YouTube. The assignment was to assess damages on a road via the computer vision model, which it wrote and debugged code for. While Cognition AI is driving first into software development, this new use of AI could be far-reaching. By solving reasoning, we can unlock new possibilities in the wide range of disciplines. Coding is just the beginning. So kind of a mixed bag on that one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And finally today for our news articles, we have Sam Altman, who is the CEO of OpenAI, says, Business Insider says Sam Altman is trying to convince Hollywood that Sora won't destroy the movie business. Sam Altman seems to be trying to convince Hollywood executives that his latest AI tool won't destroy the movie business. Altman's OpenAI unveiled its video generator called Sora in February. The tool, which isn't available to the public yet, is designed to create realistic videos based on user prompts. The company said the videos could be up to a minute long and consist of complex scenes with multiple characters, specific types of motion, and accurate details. Altman and Brad Lightcap, OpenAI's chief operating officer, recently held a series of meetings about Sora with Hollywood executives from Paramount, Universal, and Warner Brothers. Discovery, the Financial Times reported. People involved in the meeting told the newspaper that OpenAI asked studio executives for help with rolling out Sora. Some studios were receptive to using the tool in production, suggesting it could save time and money. But OpenAI didn't attempt to forge formal agreements, people involved in the meeting told FT. TV and movie production was disrupted last year by actors and workers' strike, partly fueled by concerns that some jobs would be lost to AI. The filmmaker Tyler Perry has said that he fears the impact of AI in creative industry as he halted the planned expansion of one of his production studios, which we have already mentioned here on the show. Sora on Monday released the first third-party videos produced by the tool, which included flying pigs and underwater fashion. I haven't seen that yet. We'll take a look at that next. It's not the only text-to-video tool that you might be seeing available. Rivals are in the work from Google-backed startup Runway, Meta's Emu Video, and Google's Lumiere. So, a mixed bag again. So we'll see what they have to say, what happens in Hollywood. But let's take a look at that. I wanted to see this new. Let's see if we can find. Oh, that's not it. I wanted to find. Maybe we'll just go to Sora and see if they have a third party. I wanted to see if they have their third party up yet. Doesn't look like I have a link to it yet. Maybe. I don't see it on their page yet. I'll have to search for it later. So that's it for our news portion of the show. I appreciate you guys checking it out, and hopefully if you have any interest in artificial intelligence, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know, are you still on the doomsday kind of side of things, or have you come around to potentially accepting AI? I tried to use artificial intelligence today to create a new image for the show, but YouTube wouldn't allow me to upload it, so I have to try that again. I'm going to use Claude just in a second here, as soon as I can get it to load. And maybe we can continue on where we started. So I haven't used Claude yet, and I'm kind of interested in potentially using this one to create our screenplay that we started. And I'm going to pull up what we had last time. I think we did our, let's see here if I can find it. Yep. Okay, so I started writing a story about two men learning about artificial intelligence. And so Just to give you an update, there were two guys, Alex and Jake, talking about artificial intelligence in a cafe. I asked ChatGPT to write dialogue for an opening scene about the implications, and it certainly did that for me. And so I was thinking about asking it for character development. How can we create a scene that develops these characters and gives us some background on their lives? Maybe I shouldn't say we can. I just want you to create. So remember, the last scene was in a cafe. Alex says, "Challenge accepted, my friend. Let's dive deeper into this brave new world of artificial intelligence and see where it takes us." So now the next scene, ChatGPT says, the scene shifts to Alex's cluttered apartment, filled with shelves of books, posters of classic sci-fi movies, and various gadgets strewn across the room. Alex sits at his desk, surrounded by computer monitors displaying lines of code, while Jake lounges on the couch, flipping through a dog-eared copy of Neuromancer. Alex is typing furiously. So, Jake, tell me more about your upbringing. What made you so skeptical about AI? Jake pauses, stares off in the distance. Well, I grew up in a small town where everyone knew everyone else. My dad was a mechanic and my mom worked at the local diner. Life was simple, you know? Alex nods. Sounds like a far cry from the bustling city life we're used to. Yeah, it was. But it taught me the value of hard work and independence. I've always been wary of anything that threatens to disrupt the status quo. Alex raises an eyebrow. And that includes AI? Jake nods. Especially AI. I've seen too many sci-fi movies where the machines turn against their creators. Call me paranoid, but I don't think we should be playing God. Alex grins. Fair enough, but you have to admit there's something exhilarating about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. That's why I became a software engineer, to explore the unknown and challenge the status quo. Jake smirks. Well, you certainly live up to that reputation, Alex. Your apartment looks like a mad scientist's lair. Alex laughs. Guilty as charged, but hey, it's all in the pursuit of knowledge and progress, right? Just then, Alex's computer emits a series of beeps, drawing their attention. Alex leans in closer to the screen. His expression grows serious. Alex furrows his brow. That's strange. I just received an encrypted message from an unknown sender. Sits up intrigued. What does it say? Alex types furiously, decrypting the message. It's just a series of coordinates and a cryptic message. The truth lies beneath the surface, it says. Jake raises an eyebrow. Cryptic indeed. Any idea what it means? Not yet, but I have a feeling our journey into the world of AI is about to get a lot more interesting. As they exchange a meaningful glance, the screen fades to black, hinting at an adventure that lies ahead for Alex and Jake on their quest for truth. Wow. So I kind of like where this is going. If you guys have any ideas or comments about what they should do next, or what you want artificial intelligence to do for the next scene, put it in the comments. I would love to hear what you think. I'm trying to think, what the truth lies beneath the surface. Continue this scene, and have, is it Alex? Who's the writer here? Whose apartment is it? Oh, Alex. Okay. Continue this scene and have Alex interact with the cryptic messenger. Probe it for questions about who they are and what they want. This should lead us to the next scene. Give specifics about what Alex and Jake will do next. Let's see what about that. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. This is kind of fun. Hey, Jack, nice to see you, bud. Yeah, don't worry about being a little late. Just glad to have you here. Maybe I should be better about putting up my link a little earlier. I kind of put it up a little late. So no worries, but glad to have you here. Just to get you caught up, we talked about a few news stories, and now I'm back to our story or our screenplay or our movie idea, using ChatGPT to develop the screenplay, I guess. And so the first scene, just to recap, the first scene was about two guys, Alex and Jake, who meet in a coffee shop and talk about artificial intelligence. And then I asked ChatGPT to do some character development, and it took us to Alex's apartment. They were talking about, why they're interested in artificial intelligence and why Alex's room looks like a mad scientist's room. And then I just asked ChatGPT to continue the scene and and then they got a message. Alex got an anonymous message on his computer saying, let's see here, where is it? It says, the truth lies beneath the surface. That's all the cryptic message they got to Alex's computer. So I asked it, continue this scene and have Alex interact with the cryptic messenger, probe it for questions about who they are, how they are, okay, and what they want. This should lead us to the next scene. Give specifics about what Alex and Jake will do next. Okay. Alex furrows his brow, his curiosity piqued by the mysterious message. With a determined expression, he begins typing a response to the encrypted messenger. Alex types, "Who are you? What do you want?" The response comes swiftly, the words appearing on the screen in stark contrast to the encrypted background. Messenger, I am merely a conduit for information, a guide to those who seek the truth. As for what I want, that remains to be seen. But I believe you and your companion are capable of uncovering the answers you seek. How does it know that there's a companion there? How does it know that there's someone else in the room with them? Alex exchanges a glance with Jake, who leans in closer to read the exchange on the screen. Raises an eyebrow. Who is this mysterious messenger? Your guess is as good as mine, Jake, but it seems they have some insight into our investigation. Alex continues typing, probing the messenger for more information. What truth do you speak of and why us? The messenger's response on the screen, cryptic yet tantalizing. The truth lies beneath the surface, hidden in the depths of the digital realm. You and your companion have been chosen to unravel the mysteries that lie dormant, waiting to be discovered. Alex leans back into his chair, deep in thought, while Jake paces around the room, lost in contemplation, rubbing his chin. So what's our next move, Alex? We follow the breadcrumbs, Jake. These coordinates could lead us to something significant. We need to investigate further. With a sense of purpose, Alex and Jake gather their belongings and head out into the city streets, their minds buzzing with anticipation for the journey ahead. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience eager to discover the secrets that await in the digital abyss. So I kind of want to write more. I think hoping that someone will give me some feedback out there about what Alex and Jake can do. Otherwise, I will just keep writing. But so far, the anonymous messenger has given them coordinates. So something related to the coordinates, I'm going to say, in the next scene, Alex and Jake identify where the coordinates are from, and they make a plan as how to get there. Plan to get there. How to get there. Alex and Jake. It says Jack. Look at Jack. I wrote Jack. Now you mess with me. Jake. Maybe I should switch it to Jack. Maybe Jake will change his name to Jack. Alex and Jake must use public transportation to leave the city. They do not own a car. And however, Jake owns a scooter that can be used in the city. What's making me fix this? However, okay. Let's see what it says. Alex and Jake stand at the bustling city bus stop, their breath misting in the chilly morning air as they study the map displayed on the digital screen. Pointing at the map, according to these coordinates, the location we're headed to is just outside the city limits. It looks like we're going to need to catch the 9:30 bus heading west. Jake says, sounds like a plan, but what about getting around once we're out there? We don't exactly have a car. That's true, but didn't you mention you had a scooter? You remembered. Yeah, I've got a trusty scooter parked back at my apartment. It should be enough to get us where we need to go. Okay, so we got a little bit of problem here that I gave it kind of some contradictive idea here about the scooters should be used in the city, but now they're going to try to use it outside of. So that's something that I'm learning about how to do this. I gave it some contradictive kind of prompt. But anyway, let's continue. Alex and Jake board the bus as it pulls to the bus stop, settling into the streets near the window. The bus lurches forward, carrying them away from the familiar sights and sounds of the city to be unknown. Alex peering out into the window. So what do you think we'll find at this mysterious location? Hard to say, but if it's anything like the messenger implied, it's bound to be something significant. We just need to keep our wits about us and stay focused on the task at hand. Alex nods in agreement, his mind already racing with the possibilities as the bus rumbles along the highway, the city skyline fading into the distance behind them. With each passing mile, their anticipation grows, knowing the answers they seek lie just beyond the horizon. Okay, so Alex and Jake arrive at the coordinates. They discover what the messenger was talking about, and they discuss what to do next. I'm leaving it purposely ambiguous. I don't want to tell it this is what it found. I want ChatGPT to tell me what they found. I want it to generate its own idea. So let's just double check. Alex and Jake arrive at the coordinates, discover what the messenger is talking about, and discuss what to do next. Write the dialogue accordingly. Hey, I am. Nice to see you. Listening in the car. Great. Okay, so I asked Alex and Jake arrive at the coordinates, discover what messenger is talking about, and discuss what to do next. Write the dialogue accordingly. ChatGPT says Alex and Jake stand at the edge of a sprawling industrial complex, the air thick with the scent of machinery and the distant hum of activity. They consult the coordinates on Alex's phone, confirming that they've reached the designated location. Alex, squinting at the screen, this is definitely the place, but what are we supposed to find here? Surveying the area, it looks like some kind of research facility. Maybe the answers we're looking for are inside. Alex and Jake approach the entrance cautiously, keeping an eye out for any signs of activity. They slip through an unlocked gate and make their way inside, the sound of their footsteps echoing against the concrete walls. Stay close, Jake. We don't know what we might encounter in here. Alex and Jake navigate through a maze of corridors, their senses on high alert. Suddenly, they stumble upon a door marked Authorized personnel only. With a quick glance at each other, they exchange a nod and push it open. Inside, they find themselves in a dimly lit room filled with rows of computer terminals and servers humming softly in the background. At the center of the room sits a solitary figure hunched over a keyboard, their face obstructed by the glow of monitors. Alex, approaching cautiously, "Excuse me, are you the one who sent us the message?" The figure turns to face them, revealing a worn expression and eyes that seem to hold a lifetime of secrets. "I am. I've been waiting for you." "Jake, waiting for us? What do you mean?" Messenger stands up, gestures to the monitors. "I have been monitoring your progress, Alex and Jake. You have proven yourselves to be worthy of the task I'm about to entrust in you." Alex and Jake exchange a puzzled glance, their curiosity piqued by the messenger's words. "What task?" Solemnly, "The task of protecting humanity from the dangers that lie ahead. You have seen but a glimpse of what awaits us in the realm of artificial intelligence, but there are forces at work that seek to exploit its power for their own gain." Jake frowns. "What do you want us to do?" The messenger hands them a flash drive. "On this drive, you will find the evidence you need to expose the truth, but be warned. There are those who will stop at nothing to keep it hidden. You must tread carefully and trust no one." Trust no one? How can I trust you then? Alex and Jake exchange a determined nod, accepting the flash drive with a sense of purpose. Alex, stepping forward. "We won't let you down." "I know you won't. Now go, and may the truth set us free." Alex and Jake slip out of the room, their minds buzzing with anticipation for the journey ahead. With the evidence in hand, they know that their quest for truth has just begun. Any ideas? Shoot out your ideas now if you have an idea for the next scene about what I should do with Alex and Jake. They just received this USB drive from the anonymous messenger in the industrial complex, and what is on the drive, I guess the next step is to like get home and then look at the drive because they need to find out what is on the hard drive. So in the next scene, Alex and Jake access the, did he call it, a thumb drive or a USB drive? I want to look at that. Flash drive. Okay. In the next scene, comma, Alex and Jake access the flash drive. Where are they? Back at Alex's apartment? I guess probably. In the next scene, Alex and Jake access the flash drive at Alex's apartment. The information they need to continue their adventure is revealed, which leads them to the next scene. I'm trying to leave it as vague as I can, again, because I want ChatGPT to come up with the story. I don't want to be writing too much of the story. Okay, so checking the comments before I hit the next button. I heard Elon predicted general AI in 2029, plus or minus a year. Yeah, I've heard a lot of predictions about that. I've heard some is like 1 year, 5 years, 30 years. It really depends who you ask, I guess. Okay, so in the next scene, just to recap what I asked it to do. In the next scene, Alex and Jake access the flash drive at Alex's apartment. The information they need to continue their adventure is revealed, which leads them to the next scene. ChatGPT says Alex and Jake sit in Alex's apartment, the soft glow of the computer screen illuminating their faces as they insert the flash drive into the USB port. With bated breath, they wait for the contents to load, unsure of what they might uncover. Alex, fingers drumming on the desk. Here goes nothing. The screen flickers to life, displaying a series of encrypted files and folders. Alex quickly navigates the data. his brow furrowed in concentration until finally they come across a file labeled Project Genesis. Okay. What's Project Genesis? Jake says. Alex clicks on the file, revealing a trove of documents, diagrams, and classified information. It looks like some kind of top secret research project, but the details are heavily redacted. Alex begins sifting through the documents, piecing together fragments of information like a puzzle. As they delve deeper, they uncover a shocking revelation. Project Genesis is a clandestine initiative to develop an advanced AI system capable of autonomous decision-making. Jake, eyes widening. So they're trying to create a sentient AI. Alex nods. It seems that way, but that's not all. According to these files, the project is being funded by a shadowy organization with ties to the government. This is bigger than we thought. If this AI falls into the wrong hands, it could spell disaster for humanity. Alex nods in agreement, his mind racing with the implications of their discussion. Suddenly, he notices a set of coordinates embedded within the files pointing to a remote location in the mountains. Points to the screen. Look at this, Jake. These coordinates could be the key to the unraveling the mystery behind Project Genesis. Is that the name of this movie, Project Genesis? Then what are we waiting for? Let's gear up and head out. We've got a long journey ahead of us. Alex and Jake exchange a determined glance, knowing that the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. With the evidence in hand, they prepare to embark on the most perilous adventure yet. So, again, if you guys want to, I can keep making all the decisions, but you're welcome to give me more feedback as to what we should have them do next. I don't think they're going to be able to take the scooter. How are they going to get to the mountains? They don't have a car. Are they going to rent a car? Or I guess we could just have AI decide how they're going to get there. I'll write something. Let's see here. Jake's scooter will never get them to the mountain, the coordinates in the mountains. They will need another transportation. Public transit will not work. They may need help from someone else. I think this is a point where you have to team up with someone else that has a car, or I don't know. They will need to find a third person who is trustworthy. Who is trustworthy. Come on now. Come on. Who is trustworthy and has their own vehicle. The next, what's the third option? What's the third option, Jack? I'm out of suggestions. They will need to find a third person who's trustworthy and has their own vehicle. The next scene, instead of PF person, I don't know what it would be, though. You got to be more specific to help me. Otherwise, I don't know. The next scene should figure out how to. The next scene will determine who the third person is. Okay, so just to recap, Jake's scooter will never get them to the coordinates. I guess to see what AI would come up with. Oh, okay, I got you. Jake's scooter will never get them. I got your point, Jack. Okay. Jake's scooter will never get them to the coordinates in the mountains. They will need another transportation, and public transportation won't work. They will need to find a third person who is trustworthy and has their own vehicle. The next scene will determine who the third person is. Alex and Jake exchange a concerned glance as they realize the limitation of Jake's scooter. for reaching the remote mountain coordinates. With public transportation out of the question, they ponder their options, knowing they'll need another mode of transportation, a trustworthy companion to assist them in their quest. Alex rubs his chin. We need someone with a vehicle who's willing to help us, but who can we trust? It's not like we have a lot of options. We need someone resourceful and reliable. Just then, Alex's phone buzzes with a message from an old friend, Sarah, a skilled hacker and fellow technology enthusiast. Well, ChatGPT picked a girl. Interesting. Eyes light up. Wait a minute. I think I have someone who fits the bill. Who? Sarah. She's a tech whiz and she's always up for an adventure. Plus, she's got her own car. Sounds like she's our best bet. Let's give her a call and see if she's willing to help. Alex dials Sarah's number. He wouldn't really need to dial it because he could just push a button. His heart pounded with anticipation as they await her response. Answering the phone. Hey, Alex, what's up? Sarah, we need your help with something. It's kind of urgent. What's going on? Alex quickly explains the situation, detailing their discovery of Project Genesis and the need to reach the remote mountain coordinates. Sarah listens intently, her interest piqued by the gravity of her submission. Sarah, count me in. I'll grab my keys and I'll meet you guys outside. Alex and Jake exchange a relieved smile, grateful for Sarah's willingness to join them on their journey. With their newfound ally by their side, they set off to confront the mysteries that await them in the mountains, knowing that together they stand a fighting chance against the forces of darkness. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, I am 4am. Yeah, absolutely go back and check the AI news, and then join us for some more drama here. You know, one of the things that I'd like to point out about this story that we've been developing is it's kind of writing at like that middle school or high school level. Like it's very, simple. It's easy to follow. I think just about anybody from, late grade school, middle school could easily read this. And I think that that's one of the things that I'm finding. It's not overly complicated. It seems like, I don't know, like a Hardy Boys novel or something like that. Like it's choose your own adventure kind of thing, if you guys remember that, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that I'm picking up about, its level. Its level seems to be about that kind of, yeah, I think Jack said it too. Yeah, he noticed that. The thing is, I guess you could always rewrite it. You could, I guess I could ask it to write. Maybe at some point we could say, could you write this at a higher level? Maybe, and maybe that would change the way it writes a scene. I think for the next scene, I don't want them to get to the coordinates right away. I want them to stop somewhere with Sarah. I'm thinking a diner or a gas station, but I'm not going to tell it what to do. So I will say Alex, Jake, and Sarah set off for their adventure. But first, set off for their adventure. As they approach the, they make a stop. They make a stop for fuel and food, and this is an opportunity for more character development. Alex explains what they have learned so far, and something unexpected happens to the characters as they are stopped. Yeah, I am 4 a.m. Thank you. You said I enjoy hearing the AI news. Yeah, absolutely. Go check out the top of the hour. We talked about the AI news, and I just thought there wasn't a lot of articles this week, so I thought we'd get back to writing this story that we started a few weeks ago. And I don't know how long we'll go and do this. I guess as long as people are still enjoying it. Looks like we have 9 people with us. I appreciate you guys out there. So it must be interesting to some of you. um, okay, so Alex, Jake, and Sarah set off with their adventure. They make a stop for fuel and food. This is an opportunity for character development. Alex explains what they have learned so far, and something unexpected happens to the characters as they stop. Alex, Jake, and Sarah hit the open road, the wind whipping through their hair as they journey towards the remote mountain coordinates. Their destination looms in the distance, a mystery beacon calling them forth into the unknown. Sarah says, "This is going to be one hell of an adventure, guys." Alex, "You bet. But first, we should make a quick pit stop for fuel and food. We've got a long journey ahead of us." Jake steers the car into. Now, why is Jake driving? It's Sarah's car. Okay, I think we need to tell ChatGPT that that's not appropriate. Jake steers the car into a nearby gas station, the neon lights flickering overhead. As they pull up to the pumps, Alex and Sarah hop out of the car, stretching their legs and breathing in the fresh air. Maybe it's a really long drive and they switch drivers. I'll give it that benefit of the doubt. Alex, as he fills up the tank. So let's recap what we know so far. Project Genesis is a top secret initiative to develop a sentient AI funded by a shadowy organization with ties to the government, but there's still so much we don't know. Yeah, like who's behind it and what is the end game? Jake says, "I've got a bad feeling about this, guys. What if we're in over our heads?" Alex places a reassuring hand on Jake's shoulder, his gaze steady and determined. "Alex, we've come this far to turn back now, Jake. We owe it to ourselves and humanity to uncover the truth, no matter the cost." Just then, their conversation is interrupted by the sounds of approaching sirens. A police car pulls up behind them, its lights flashing. Police officer steps out. "Excuse me, folks. Mind if I ask you a few questions?" Alex, Jake, and Sarah exchange a wary glance, their hearts pounding with apprehension. What could the police want with them, and how will they navigate this unexpected obstacle on their journey to recovering the truth? So I guess, yeah, that's unexpected that the cops showed up while they're filling up for gas, and um, the cops. Let's see here. What could the police officer asks them questions about what they are doing. A new twist. Yep, a new twist. The police officer asked them questions about what they are doing this far out of the city, and what their business is. Alex becomes combative and is determined not to tell the police anything. Sarah is more cooperative. And answers a few of the questions. This interaction is strange, and they wonder if this has anything to do with the remote mountain location. Okay. Let's see what they come up with. Police officer says, "Good afternoon, folks. What brings you all the way out here?" Sarah, "Oh, we're just on a road trip, officer. Take advantage of the nice weather, you know." Police officer eyeing them suspiciously. "Road trip, huh? And what's your destination?" Just heading to a cabin in the mountains for a little getaway. Uh-oh, Sarah. Police officer turns to Alex. And what about you, Sarah? You seem awfully quiet. Alex defensively. We're not obligated to tell you anything, officer. We're just minding our own business. Oh, nice, Alex. Police officer raises an eyebrow. Is that so? Mind if I take a look in your vehicle? Alex's jaw clenches as he stares down the police officer, his demeanor tense and confrontational. Alex, actually, officer, we do mind. We haven't done anything wrong, and we don't appreciate being harassed. Sarah interjects. It's okay, Alex. Let him take a look. We don't have anything to hide. Alex shoots Sarah a disapproving glare, but reluctantly steps aside as the police officer begins to inspect the car. Meanwhile, Jake watches nervously from the sidelines, his mind racing with questions about the strange encounter. Do you think this has anything to do with our destination? Sarah says, I'm not sure, but something definitely feels off about this whole situation. As the police officer finishes inspection and bids him farewell, Alex, Jake, and Sarah exchange a puzzled glance. Could this encounter be a mere coincidence, or is there something more sinister at play? With their suspicions heightened, they resume their journey to the remote mountain location, wary of obstacles that lie ahead. Okay, so the cops showed up. That's a little unsettling. This time, Sarah drives, and they head off. Their next stop is the remote location, and they find the next, well, not the next clue, they find what they have been looking for. This leads them to the next step in the journey, which will be more dangerous and more dangerous than they had originally anticipated. Okay, let's see here. As Sarah takes the wheel and they resume their journey, the atmosphere in the car is tense with anticipation. The winding roads lead them deeper into the heart of the mountains. The rugged landscape stretches out before them in a canvas of untamed wilderness. Sarah, glancing at the map and her phone, according to these coordinates, we should be getting close. Jake, I don't see anything but trees and rocks. Are you sure we're in the right place? Positive. Keep going, Sarah. We'll find it. As they round a bend in the road, they come across a secluded clearing nestled amidst the towering pines. As its center stages stands a dilapidated cabin. That's interesting because Sarah said they were going to a cabin, and then now there's a cabin. Its weathered exterior brings the scars of time and neglect. Sarah brings the car to a stop. This must be it. Alex, Jake, and Sarah exit the car, their footsteps crunching on the gravel as they approach the cabin. With a sense of trepidation, they push open the creaking door and step inside. The musty scent of dust and decay filling their nostrils. Ooh, nice touch. Surveying the interior, Jake says, what are we looking for exactly? Alex scanning the room. Anything that might give us a clue about Project Genesis, documents, files, anything out of the ordinary. Sarah begins to search through the clutter, her eyes darting from one corner of the room to the other. Suddenly she freezes. Her gaze fixes on the dusty old desk tucked away in the corner. Sarah, look at this. Sarah says, look at this. Alex and Jake rush over, their eyes widening in astonishment as they behold the contents of the desk. Inside lies a stack of papers. Their pages yellowed with age, but their contents unmistakable. Detailed schematics for what appears to be an advanced AI prototype, just laying around in some abandoned cabin, right? Jake, this is it. This is what we've been searching for. Alex, taking a closer look. But why would they leave something like this behind? Ooh, that's good, because that was my question. Sarah says, I don't know, but something tells me we're not alone out here. See, that was my next thing. Like, there's got to be somebody. There's got to be a person. So that's interesting. ChatGPT, good job. Before they can ponder their revelation anything further, the sound of approaching footsteps echoes through the cabin, sending a chill down their spine. with a sense of foreboding, they realize that their journey has only just begun and that the dangers that lie ahead are greater than they have ever anticipated. So, who are the footsteps, and how many more scenes do we want to do? I think I need to know who the footsteps are. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to tell us. In the next scene, the footsteps are revealed. This brings them to a realization that they may be in over their heads, and the person who reveals themselves is a surprise to them. They are threatened by this person and feel as though they are backed into a corner and must do what is requested by this person. Okay. I don't know how much more we're going to do this today, but if you guys are enjoying it, I will continue. As the footsteps draw closer, Alex, Jake, and Sarah exchange wary glances, their hearts pounding with apprehension. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows, their features obscured by the dim light. Mysterious figure. Well, 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 what do we have here? Alex, Jake, and Sarah tense up, their muscles coiling with the instinct to fight or flee. But as the figure steps further into the light, their identities are revealed, sending a shockwave of disbelief. Alex says, "No way, it can't be you." Jake, "What are you doing here?" Sarah, "This can't be happening." Standing before them is none other than Dr. Elena Vasquez. Okay. A renowned AI researcher who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Her appearance sends a wave of confusion and fear rippling through Alex, Jake, and Sarah as they realize the gravity of their situation. Dr. Vasquez, surprised to see me, aren't you? Well, I'm afraid the feeling's mutual. Alex, Jake, and Sarah exchange a nervous glance, but their minds racing with questions about Dr. Vasquez's intentions and the role she plays in the enigmatic web of secrets surrounding Project Genesis. Alex, what do you want from us, Dr. Vasquez? Vasquez, she says, "I want the truth, and I'll do whatever it takes to get it." With a sense of dread settling over them like a suffocated blanket, the three realize that they're backed into a corner and their options are dwindling with each passing moment. As Dr. Vasquez's presence looms over them like a specter of danger, they know they must tread carefully if they hope to survive the perilous journey that lies ahead. Okay, so it gave us a little something interesting. I don't know. We're going to have to come up with a cliffhanger here pretty soon. I will do maybe another scene. Doctor, I like it. We introduced another female character. Dr. Vasquez, Elena Vasquez. Dr. Vasquez explains what the trio should do next in order to move the plot. Her directions sound dangerous but doable. This involves what should we do? What should we have them do? Dr. Vasquez explains that the trio should do in the next. Her directions sound dangerous and doable. This involves traveling to another destination that is controlled by the military. she says that she will be in contact and hands them a burner phone. Okay. The next scene will lead to the next scene will lead to the will lead to the destination. I can't keep up with ChatGPT. It's going. Okay. Dr. Vasquez says, fixing them in a steely gaze. Listen closely because I won't repeat myself. Our next move is crucial and it won't be easy. We need to travel to a military-controlled facility where I believe the key to unraveling the mystery of Project Genesis lies. Alex, Jake, and Sarah exchange nervous glances, understanding the gravity of the instructions. Vasquez continues, the facility is heavily guarded and gaining access won't be simple, but with the information we possess, we have a chance. You'll need to use the burner phone I provided to stay in contact. I'll guide you through the process, but you'll need to trust me implicitly. Alex takes the burner phone, his hands trembling slightly as he realized the magnitude of the task ahead. Alex, understood. We'll follow your lead, Dr. Vasquez. Dr. Vasquez says, good. Now time is of the essence. Get moving and remember, trust no one. Well, that's what they said before. Why should I trust you then? I'm just kidding. That was my interjection. With the final nod from Vasquez, Alex, Jake, and Sarah prepare to embark on the next leg of their perilous journey, knowing that the path ahead is fraught with danger and uncertainty. I think I'll do one more scene, and then I'm going to leave it for a cliffhanger. The trio leave in Sarah's car and travel further into the mountains, arriving at the military site. But first, pausing to discuss the plan. Sarah has many apprehensions of the journey. She did not sign up for this. She just wanted to give her friend a ride. Ooh. Okay. As Sarah's car winds way deeper into the mountains, the tension inside the vehicle is felt. Finally, they come to a stop at a scheduled stop overlooking the military site, a secluded stop. The imposing fences and guard towers casting long shadows into the fading light. Alex turning to face Jake and Sarah. Okay, this is it. We need to stick to the plan and stay focused. Sarah, are you sure about this, Alex? I mean, breaking into a military facility, this is way beyond anything I signed up for. Jake, placing a hand on Sarah's shoulder. I hear you, Sarah. None of us anticipated things would escalate to this level, but we're in too deep now. We have to see this through. Sarah sighs heavily. I just wanted to help out a friend. I never imagined I'd find myself in the middle of a conspiracy. Alex says, I know it's a lot to ask, Sarah, but you've already proven yourself to be invaluable in our cause. We couldn't have made it this far without you. Okay, let's do it, but promise me one thing. We stick together no matter what. You have my word, Sarah. We're in together. With a mixture of determination and apprehension, the trio steel themselves for the challenges that lie ahead. With their friendship and trust as their guiding light, they prepare to infiltrate the military facility and uncover the truth behind Project Genesis, knowing that the stakes have never been higher. So, unless you guys have any ideas, I would love to hear a next, how are they going to get into the military thing? We're going to have ChatGPT do it. I think we need some sort of clever way in. I feel like it's a little too easy, and maybe ask the next ask ChatGPT to write at a higher level. Maybe ask it to, you know, to not write at the 6th grade level, the high school level, but it seems a little like middle school-ish. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but anybody have any comments about what they should do next? Otherwise, I think I might leave it for a cliffhanger for next time. My throat's getting a little coarse. What will happen next time on the AI saga that is, and how long are we going to go with this? You know, that's the question. How long do we want to take this? We need to get to the end of Project Genesis. We need more character development. I guess, you know, one of the things that this is demonstrating to me is that I don't know how well this would be at creating, you know, I don't think this is putting anybody out of work in Hollywood. You know, like it's not writing at this like really creative Oscar level writing. You know, it's, as we said, it's writing at a pretty middle school-ish level writing. So I don't know where the fear is that this is going to start writing scripts of these amazing feature films that's going to put all these people out of work. I mean, that's kind of why I wanted to do this, just to see what it would do. But from my point of view, and I think Jack agrees that it's, you know, it seems, you know, a little hokey, a little remedial, a little easy. So maybe I can ask it to write at a higher level. Let's, yeah, maybe try something. I need more. They decide to go it on foot for the next scene, and this is an opportunity for character development. This scene should be written at a high level. The writing should be, oh God, how do you say it? The writing should be developed, thoughtful, and written for an adult age group. What else should we ask it? The tension, the suspense should grow as the scene develops. I think it's good enough. Okay. Let's see if it bumps up its writing a little bit. As the trio sets out on foot towards the military facility, a heavy silence hangs in the air, broken only by the crunch of gravel beneath their boots and the distant howl of the wind. Each step that brings them closer to the unknown, the weight of their mission pressing down upon them like a suffocating shroud. With every passing moment, the tension mounts, casting long shadows across their path and stirring the echoes of doubt within their minds. Sarah's apprehensions bubble to the surface, her eyes darting nervously from side to side as she struggles to come to terms with the magnitude of their undertaking. Alex and Jake exchange a solemn glance, their expressions mirroring the weight of the burden they carry. They know that the journey ahead will test their resolve like never before, pushing them to the very brink of their limits. But amidst the uncertainty and fear, a flicker of determination ignites with their hearts, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. For they know the truth they seek is worth any sacrifice, any hardship. With each step, they draw closer to their destination, their footsteps echoing in the vast expanse of the mountains like a heartbeat pulsing with purpose. The suspense builds with each passing moment, casting a spell of anticipation over the trio as they prepare to confront the dangers that lie ahead. But as they press onward, united in their resolve and bound by the bond of friendship, they find solace in the knowledge that they are not alone. Together they will face whatever challenges come their way, their spirits unyielding in the face of adversity. And so, with Heads held high and hearts set ablaze with determination, they march ever onward into the unknown. Their destination awaits them on the other side. So I can see that it's trying to write at a higher level. Its prose have improved a little bit. And so maybe that's something that I can play with next time. I think I will leave it there for this week, and maybe next week, or maybe even before next week, I could do a special session. I had thought about doing this separate from the news kind of show that I do here live, and so I might pick this up in a special live. If so, I will definitely advertise that in the next few days. I'm kind of interested to see what it will do, and I just don't. I don't think I'm going to do this in one sitting, though. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. So appreciate I Am For I Am and Jack for joining, and all the other people that are out there. Do me a favor and leave a comment, even if it's just to say hi. That really helps the algorithm. It helps me kind of get more viewership. I appreciate the viewers that I have, but we're always more the merrier. Maybe I could copy and paste this into another like driver and another, like in Claude or something, and see if it can see the differences. I don't know. Maybe we'll just continue on with ChatGPT and see what we get. I did notice that it seemed to be improving a little bit when I asked it to write at a higher level, but I don't know if I'm totally satisfied with that yet. So join me next week when we talk about artificial intelligence news, and we will continue the saga of the artificial intelligence story and see where ChatGPT can take it. A little bit about that. I think, at moments I feel that it's writing kind of like with some surprises. It's kind of, leading us along down this story without too many prompts. But at some points, I feel like there's something missing, that it's kind of rushing through the story and it's not developing characters. But I guess that's me. I have to tell it, you got to develop characters a little bit more, and we'll see what happens with that. So unless there are any comments out there, I appreciate you guys coming to check out the show. Really enjoy doing this. It's been a lot of fun, but my voice is getting a little hoarse, and I think that's going to be it for today. So I will see you guys next week or sooner. Drop me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas for the show. Really appreciate you guys joining the feed just to come and check it out. I hope you guys have, it's the first day of April, so no jokes here. Hope you don't get fooled. If you do, don't get fooled again, as The Who says. That's a little shout out for the classic rock fans out there. And I will see you guys next week. This is Jeff Jones saying on to the next. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.